he is better than Ron DeSantis. I also think Ron DeSantis, which I'm about to show you, is a total Islamophobe, and Ron DeSantis is pretty kind of emblematic of Trump. So, like I say, I don't tell people how to vote. If you're in Florida, you vote your conscience. I'm just telling you how I rationalize things. On a state level, the stakes are frankly a lot lower than the president. And I think if Andrew Gillum is president, and that means 800,000 more Floridians are going to get health care, that's worth voting for him, because it's not going to happen under Ron DeSantis. If Andrew Gillum is governor of Florida, and you could actually do some things to curb the effects of climate change, to help the environment that has been attacked, that's worth voting. That's worth voting for Andrew Gillum. But again, to be clear, and I said this during the election in 2016, I do not tell people how to vote. So some people are going to see this headline and be like, "Oh, Jordan, you're the reason Ron DeSantis is going to win." No, the bottom line is journalism, capital J journalism, doesn't take timeouts 2 weeks before an election so that the Democrat will win. Somebody recommended I do that on Twitter today. You know, Jordan, it's great, but you have to pick and choose when you're critical of the Democratic Party. Fuck that. No. I'm not going to pick and choose when I expose politicians being politicians. I'm not going to pick and choose when we expose corruption. And I'm not going to do something or not do something to prop up or knock down a candidate. I've said what I think. I think if I was in Florida, I'd vote for him. Period. I would. So the bottom line is, if you're a Floridian, vote your conscience. But I will tell you this. If Andrew Gillum loses, I'm going to play that clip because I think that damaged him. When you forget whether you're right or wrong, when you look like you're dodging, when you look like you don't have the courage of your convictions, when you look like you're being timid and tepid, people notice that. Why do you think Al Gore, I mean, he didn't really lose, but why do you think it was even close between Al Gore and George W. Bush? Because Al Gore was a little weenie and corrupt. But he was a weenie, and he was dull, and he was boring, and he was a centrist Democrat, and he didn't want to call for progressive things. Whereas George W. Bush sounded like, he's tough. He's a cowboy. So, listen, Andrew Gillum, you got 2 weeks left of this election. If you want to listen to Democratic Party consultants, be my guest. But there's been a lot of candidates that have listened to Democratic establishment, centrist consultants over the last 10 years, and the Democrats have lost. What do you think? What do you think about Mr. Gillum's debate performance? I thought he was very good in some areas, and I thought, like I said, that he moonwalked away from his record in a lot of other areas, which we cannot have. So I don't want to only point out Andrew Gillum, because Ron DeSantis, if you watch that debate, is a despicable creature. I wouldn't even call him a human being. He is a creature. So here's a clip from Ron DeSantis, which basically shows that he is basically trying to use his military experience. He's a veteran, and wear it as a badge and try and make it seem that Andrew Gillum is attacking the military. It's total nonsense. Here you go.
That was a clever attempt to get away from the fact that Mr. DeSantis himself used to moderate a xenophobic, racist Facebook page.
Oh, that is not true.
It is, in fact, the truth. Up until you became the Republican nominee.
Let's do one at a time.
When you became the Republican nominee, your response was, "I don't even do social media." That was after you got caught. You've spoken at conferences where there have been racist and xenophobic and anti-Israel speakers.
It's his turn to
on the Facebook stuff, you can get added to these things without consent. I never consented to anything. Yes, you can. Okay. I never consented to anything. Once we found out about it, I just discontinued my Facebook thing. He mentions this conference. There was nothing wrong with that conference. I can tell you this, the keynote speaker at that conference was a Medal of Honor recipient named Clint Romeshay. And so you can impugn his integrity like you're trying to do mine. You've not worn the uniform. You don't know what sacrifice that takes. That man is an American hero, and I was proud to speak at the same conference that he spoke at.
Mr. Mayor?
Again, the congressman let us know exactly where he was going to take this race the day after he won the nomination. The monkey up comment said it all, and he has only continued in the course of his campaign to draw all the attention he can to to the color of my skin. And the truth is, you know what, I'm black. I've been black all my life. So far as I know, I will die black. But this is the point. The only color that the people of the state of Florida care about is the blue-green algae flowing out of the east and the west side of this state, and they deserve a governor who is going to protect this environment after 20 years of environmental protection. Degradation.
They also deserve a governor.
Oh, God. What a disgusting, disgusting attempt by this Donald Trump mini-me, Ron DeSantis. Oh, I served in the military, and because, you know, you're attacking me for speaking at an Islamophobic, racist conference that happened to have a veteran there, well, I got news for you. Oliver North at Fox News is a veteran. There's a lot of veterans out there that are total racists. So thank you for your service, but you're still a racist. And you still spoke at an Islamophobic, racist conference. Ron DeSantis also was an administrator on white supremacist Facebook pages. So that was, you know, he's trying to, it's like reverse psychology, try to make it seem that Ron DeSantis, he's trying to make it seem that because Andrew Gillum is rightly criticizing him for speaking at this conference, that he's anti-military or that he's attacking a veteran. So transparent and such nonsense. Such nonsense. So I think actually that was a good answer by Andrew Gillum to point out I'm black and to point out that DeSantis is a dog-whistling racist. He is. That's part of why I think you should vote. Well, again, it's part of why I would vote if I were in Florida for Andrew Gillum. But dare I say, again, I don't think Andrew Gillum did himself huge favors in that debate. I think he seemed timid. I think it was obvious that he was moonwalking from certain positions. And frankly, he let Ron DeSantis get away with a lot of lies when he could have slammed him on many of those lies. So that's what I think. I also think at the end of the day, Ron DeSantis put a commercial forward with his children building a wall out of Legos, okay? There's something off with this man. He's not only a Donald Trump mini-me, but he basically exploited his children for a xenophobic TV commercial. He's a dangerous guy. I think Andrew Gillum is better. But that doesn't mean we shouldn't call out Andrew Gillum. It is political cowardice to move away from running on Medicare for all. Because although it would be a wonderful, wonderful step in the right direction to get 800,000 Floridians Medicaid that so desperately need it, Medicaid isn't enough. We need better health care because, look, it's not just people who don't have health insurance, it's the underinsured. Underinsured is a major problem in this country. And I dare to say a lot of Floridians have that situation too.